My name is William Bryan, and this is our project on the housing crisis that is Fayetteville and the Northwest Arkansas region is facing. Throughout this project and throughout this research, we have learned that there is a housing shortage and a population uh, um, surplus. So, due to this supply and demand, obviously we know that Fayetteville and the Northwest Arkansas, including Bentonville and Springdale, were primarily residential, and the population is about 160,000, and that was an increased growth, but it's expected in the next 20 years to be near the 600,000s, and that's a huge population increase, especially in 25 years. And in Fayetteville and the Northwest Arkansas region, we just do not have that much housing. So this creates a housing crisis to where over the median household, the median rent in Fayetteville now is about um, $1,550, which is more than in 2022. It was about, according to Fayetteville.gov housing project, it was about 675 4 years ago, or sorry, 2021. It was 675 4 years ago, and that's just we just can't have that. I mean, that's nearly 100%. That's over 100% increase in rental, and students my age cannot afford that, and our parents probably do not want to be paying $1,500 a month average rent. Now there is some fluctuation to that, but depending on where you live and your proximity to the university or your proximity to Bentonville and all that other stuff. Our group proposes is building off these Fayetteville Housing Crisis Task Force team, and they published a 2030 plan to how they're going to help increase that. And you can find this at the Fayetteville.gov housing. And they're trying to build more residential housing, but not super, cookie cutter. Because there's a big push to keep I don't know if anybody's seen the secret called Keep Fayetteville Funky. There's a big push for that, so they're kind of having to combat, building all these houses, like getting houses up quick, getting houses up, effectively and cheaply, and still being good built houses, but they also want to keep the vibe of the city. I don't know, people are going to use vibe, but Fayetteville's a very walkable and all around great place to live. So they're combating that, and it's taking a lot longer than it needs to. So for this project that we are going to propose, we are proposing that we work with builders to so they don't have to. Our plan is builders can have their own inspections. That way the city is not clogged up with inspections by the city. They can go out and contract inspections. Now they will have to be approved. These will have to be city approved inspectors, but this allows inspection companies to be able to come in and speed things along. Because if you my grandfather, for instance, it's a builder back home in Memphis, and he says the longest part about a build is the inspections. You got to get an inspection when you frame it. You got to get an inspection for the water, the electrical, and there's all these inspections you got to do before you even do the final inspection, and then you have to do another 1-year inspection, and the city has to come out and do that. But if we were able to allow builders to contract their own inspectors, it would move things along faster, thus creating more jobs and creating a new market for building inspectors, because it makes it a lot easier when you don't have to be waiting on the bureaucracy to do things. As we've seen, bureaucracy isn't always the fastest and most effective form. I'm sure that you have stood in line at the DMV for hours on end just to get a photo taken that could have taken you 15 minutes to be able to go somewhere else, like a Walgreens, for a passport photo. But because of driver's license, you have to go to the DMV, and it's just a whole clog in the system. That's what we're trying to avoid. We want to make it for builders to be able to go out of the way of the city but still be within city code. So we're not trying to throw out the whole city, but we want to bring it more in the fact that we want builders to be able to contract out things so that they're not waiting on the city for approval, inspection approval. Now all plans will have to go through the city. We're not trying to bypass the city, but we just believe that it would be better if the city was not as not as involved with the inspections and the slowing down process of building because it takes a long time to build. The average home, from my experience, from my ground, takes about 4 months to get put up totally. And these aren't the same houses that would be built here, but it takes 4 months. And you could be waiting 3 to 4 days on an inspection, and that might not seem a lot, but 3 to 4 days in the contracts of building is a ton. You can get a whole roof done in a day. You can get framing done in about 2 days. I mean, so we just want to contract out. We want to be able to builders contract out inspectors so that the burden does not fall as much on the city, also therefore speeding things up. Thank you for your time.